To serve 2 to 3, for the filling you'll need 450 grams, 1 pound of cooking apples. You could use dessert apples. 50 grams, 2 ounces of ordinary granulated sugar, although if you're using dessert apples you may need a little less. And 120 ml, 4 fluid ounces of water. For the topping, you'll need 50 grams, 2 ounces of butter, 75 grams, 3 ounces of caster sugar, 2 eggs, 100 grams, 4 ounces of self-raising flour, and about 2 tablespoons of flaked almonds. Before you start, preheat your oven to 190 degrees centigrade, that's 375 Fahrenheit, gas mark 5, and grease a shallow oven-proof dish with some of the butter from the recipe. The easiest way to do this is to get a piece of kitchen paper, take a small amount of the butter, and then just smear it onto the surfaces of the dish. You can get a nice thin coating this way. And once that's done, you can start to prepare your apples. You need to peel and core the apples, and I found the easiest way is once you've peeled them, cut them into quarters, and then using a sort of V-shape cut, just take the cores out, and then it leaves the apple ready to be cut up. Cut them into a medium dice, about ½ an inch, 1 centimetre. So once they're all diced up, you need to cook them on the stovetop for just about 5 or 10 minutes, just to start to soften them up. So place them in a saucepan, together with the water and the ordinary granulated sugar. Mix it up a little bit and then set it over a medium-high heat just for 10 minutes or so to soften up. You'll probably need to stir it a couple of times during the cooking period, and whilst this is cooking you can prepare your topping. So to make the topping, just place the butter, which should be quite soft, into a large mixing bowl, add the sugar and cream the mixture together. Using a wooden spoon is easier. You just need to cream that together until it's all mixed thoroughly. Now if you really wanted to, you could use the all-in-one method, which just means placing butter, sugar, flour and eggs in the bowl and mixing it all at the same time. But I wanted to show you this creaming method because it is a very good way of making this sort of cake mixture. You could also use an electric hand whisk, by the way, or a food mixer. So once that's all creamed together and it's light and fluffy, you need to add the eggs. Add them one at a time. Oh dear, I've got a bit of eggshell in there, I shall take that out. And don't forget to keep an eye on your apple mixture, which should be bubbling away. Mix that well. It may start to curdle. If it does, then just add a little bit of the flour. that's sufficient. I'm now going to add the other egg. And my mixture is beginning to just curdle a little, so I'm going to sprinkle some of the flour in. It really isn't anything to get worried about. And now that's mostly done, I'm going to add the rest of my flour. All in one go. And then just stir it in, and as it begins to thicken up you can start to beat. So that will take a couple of minutes, by which time the apples will have softened up a little, and now you can make the dish up. Take the apple mixture, which as you can see has quite softened up now. Still got a little bit of liquid, that's fine. And just place it into the bottom of the greased dish. Spread it out evenly. And then you're going to place the topping evenly over the top of that. It's easier to just take a spoonful of it at a time and sort of drop it onto the apples. And we can spread that out evenly once the whole lot is in the dish. And there won't be a very big depth of the topping. Now, traditionally, an Eve's pudding would just be baked as it is, but I'm going to add some flaked toasted almonds because I think it gives a lovely flavour. Almonds with apples is a great combination, and it gives a little extra crunch at the top. So there, that's ready for baking. Pop it into the oven and bake for about 35 minutes until the topping has risen and is golden brown and firm to the touch. After 35 minutes, remove from the oven and it should be well risen, golden brown and sort of springy to the touch. And a good way of making sure that the topping is cooked all the way through is just to take a wooden toothpick and stick it into the centre. If it comes out clean, then the mixture is done and it can be served. Delicious Eve's pudding with an extra special almond topping. Serve with lashings of custard.